let's go into death.
Let's go into death then, Duncan. What is death?
Well, it's a bit different from death in the tarot, I think. And I think that's apparent in the image that we went for in the end, which is quite spooky, isn't it?
Yeah. Although I suppose the death image of the tarot is not exactly it's not lovely either. Like, you know, it's still we're still dealing with similar realms. The thing I suppose about the death, the original image is just a corpse, like a rotten corpse. That's the kind of the idea.
Yeah.
I suppose it's a thing that came then later as well when we were doing the art for sensation, is that I didn't want it to be about gore. You know, like when you're watching like a horror film or something, and it's like you go, oh well, it's good, but it's just gory. It's not scary. You know what I mean? So I want it to be a bit more creepy, and I think having it as that kind of covered body, yeah, in the desert. You know, there's something very ominous about it. There's that kind of feel that you're walking towards us, that maybe you're going to have to look and see who is the dead body. You know, there's a hidden element to it. Is that me? Is it someone else? Is it, you know, just the embodiment of death? But also then with the skull above it is the looming death that's there. You know, you're marked for death, I suppose.
Yeah. So ominous, looming,
ever present.
Yeah. What we've tried to capture here, like you're saying, the death figure in the tarot is creepy, but you have a sense in the tarot that, you know, maybe there's something happening. You know, there's some action. But I think, you know, what we've gone for here is something static. You know, something very still. What we're doing here, I think, is getting across that idea of death as something staring us in the face, you know, a kind of obstacle, a kind of impasse. So that's the aspect of death that's being brought out here, something inevitable, ominous, looming, always there.
This is definitely about death, you know, the end.
You're not getting away from this thing. And what we've got here, you know, in a kind of Buddhist context is death as inevitable, as omnipresent, but all, in a sense, already here, you know, because of this view, the Buddhist view, that there isn't a self to lose in the first place. So it's already gone. Yeah. It was never there in the first place. And, you know, I think that is an aspect of death that tends to get overlooked. You know, the fact, you know, that old adage about the fact, you know, that our cells renew themselves every 7 years or whatever it is. I know that's not quite literally true.
Depends on what you read. It goes like, no, that's not true at all. It's some cells every week. One cell changes every minute. You know. Yeah,
but we've definitely not got the body that we started off with, have we? You know.
I certainly don't. I can only speak for myself.
Certainly, I haven't over the past 2 years. Anyway, but the idea that death is with us already. You know, we're constantly in the throes of death. We're changing all the time. We're not the person we were yesterday, even. You know, so this paradoxical idea of something omnipresent that's always there, that's inescapable, that we fear, that we shun, that we can't contemplate or look at, and yet, you know, we're in the midst of it all of the time.
No escape at all. Like, it's the inevitable thing of all things. Yeah.
So in terms of meanings, you know, what we've got here is a sense, I think, there's something inescapable, something that we can't avoid confronting, something that we don't want to confront. And yet it also has a meaning as well of, you know, constant change, inevitability, fate, futility, you know, what we don't want to face, and yet we find ourselves having to face anyway.
Well, I suppose it depends when you're doing the divination on the question asked, an awful lot of this kind of stuff as well.
Yeah, as ever. And along with that as well, with this card, is a sense of finality, a sense of an inevitable conclusion as well.
Yeah.
You know, if you got the death card in a reading, that would maybe point to something, you know, a confrontation coming up.
Reversed card in this, what's the near enemy, or what's the approach for it coming up as a reversed?
Yeah, well, anything that tries to resist death, you know, so futility, kind of clinging, a denial of reality. Yeah.
Or trying to avoid a situation, or, you know, trying to get away from an argument, not facing up to something. You're not facing the reality of a situation.
And it would also have a sense of resisting an inevitable conclusion. You know, something's going to happen, but we're trying to pull back from that in a irrational, pointless way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy times. It is. Nice things. The cause of death is, of course, Bert.